Hello darling, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cupcake and today I am going to show you guys how I created this Mettaton X cosplay. Today we are focusing on the full costume. The hair and makeup tutorial can be found in the description below. If Mettaton X doesn't satisfy your heart, this video was a collaboration with Mako, so she actually created Undying, so be sure to head over to her channel and tell her I said hello, darling. So let's go ahead and get right into the tutorial. This is a pretty intensive costume, so give yourself a lot of time to complete this. And I went ahead and created a template for you guys to go ahead and download at iscupcake.com. Link will be in the description. All templates can be found on the website. Now I'm going to grab some EVA foam. This is my first time working with this, and I was a little nervous about it, but it's really easy to work with. So I just went ahead and drew out the template, and I have added a couple seams on the bust area so that it curves nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that out with a X-Acto knife or a box cutter. Now we're gonna grab a heat gun, and we're going to apply some heat to the actual foam. I'm going to use this round pot to help curve the chest piece for me. So I'm going to apply a lot of heat to both the front and the back. And when it has some heat all the way through, we're going to place it onto our round surface and kind of roll it out. You may have to repeat this step a couple of times. Be sure to not burn yourself because the heat gun gets really, really hot. So once you have the curve down, now we're going to grab some glue and we are going to glue the seam area. So I'm just using some hot glue to kind of get this in place so it dries a little quicker. Then I went ahead and grabbed another glue. This is tacky glue, and placing it right on top in the crevices so it doesn't become loose, because hot glue isn't really reliable when working on projects like this. So now once you have the curvature down, we are going to grab some bright hot pink lycra fabric. And what I'm gonna do is grab some spray adhesive, and we're going to spray the top surface of the chest piece. I'm gonna take this outside and place the fabric right on top of it, making sure it's smooth and there's no bumps, and it sticks very, very nicely. So once you have that on, bring it back inside, and we are going to pull the excess fabric over on the inside and adhese it with some hot glue or whatever glue you choose. So you're going to do this all around the whole chest piece. When you come to the corners here, add a little slit in the corner so you can get a nice flat corner. So cut off any excess fabric. I'm gonna grab some white foam paper. This is the thicker one. And I'm going to grab a circular object and create a circle. Then I'm going to cut out a little rectangle right in the center of this. Save that rectangle for later. We're going to use it very, very soon. And now I'm going to just go ahead and embellish the speaker of Mettaton's chest plate with some crystals. If you don't want any bling, you don't have to add it. You can always just use foam paper. So for the back portion, I went ahead and did the same steps, but just omitted the little teeth that were sticking out on the front. I placed the lycra on it, and now we're going to work on the switch. So remember the piece I said not to throw away? You're going to use that white rectangle, cut out another rectangle in black foam paper, and place the white one right on top of that. I decided to go ahead and add in the text switch because I thought it was super cute. I didn't have white, but these are actually just letter stickers, and I just went ahead and glued them on. So now we're going to work on these shoulder pieces, and there is a template online for this as well. What we're going to do is grab some black foam paper and trace out our template. You only have to trace half of it because we're going to fold it in half and cut right on the line so you have a nice even piece here. So then you're going to grab that and create another one since we need two of them. And then for the shoulder pieces, you're just going to fold it over just like this, and that is going to be the shoulder pads. So now for the belt, I found this heart ornament at my local craft store, and we're only going to use one piece. You're also going to need a small piece of pink tissue paper along with some Mod Podge and a foam brush. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the little ornament portion since we don't need that. We only need the heart. And now I'm going to place a bunch of Mod Podge inside of the ornament, make sure it's nice and smooth, and we're going to set down our tissue paper right inside. Take care not to tear the tissue paper because it is very, very sensitive. It took me about 3 tries to get it not to tear. So cut off the excess tissue paper once it's dry, set it aside to dry completely. And now I have these cute little tea lights and I've created a template again for the belt. Go ahead, trace the template on a piece of light cardboard. So now I have the template cut out. I'm tracing where I want my tea light to be. So lightly draw your line and grab your ruler to create a straight bend in your cardboard, and do this for all the dotted lines. So now I'm just going ahead and cutting out a square where my light is going to shine through. And it took a couple tries to get this right. So if things kind of seem a little weird, it's because we were figuring it out while we were doing it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and place my heart right on top of this, and I'm tracing the heart. And then now that I have the heart shape, I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch inside of the heart and draw another heart, and we're gonna cut that out. We just want there to be enough space for us to place and glue the heart on top of this. So it doesn't have to be a perfect heart. It's not gonna show. If it's jagged, it's completely fine. So now I'm going to get some silver lycra and we're going to cover this just like we did with the chest plate. We're going to use a spray adhesive, cover it with silver lycra, and then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing with the hot glue, gluing it on the inside, making sure to cut a line on every corner so we get some straight lines. Once you have it completely glued down, we are now going to make a hole in the heart. And I just made 3 little slits, and we're going to glue this down so it stays back. So once that's done, now we need to actually assemble the box, and I'm adding a little bit of hot glue right down here and letting it dry. You can also use tape on the inside if you like. But once you have the box assembled, we're now going to place some tacky glue on the outside and place our heart on the outside of the box. Then I'm grabbing some hot glue and I'm gluing down my lights to the back portion of the belt. I decided to use 2 tea lights instead of 1, so it's a little brighter. And then I went ahead and measured around the actual belt and created this little, I guess you'd call it like a scrunchie. And I've placed some elastic inside so it keeps it closed. So now what I'm doing for the chest piece is I'm grabbing some pieces of velcro and I'm gluing these to the front of the chest piece. Then I have a piece of elastic here with some velcro attached at the end and gluing it to the back portion. So this is gonna kind of act as a belt and make it easier for us to put on the chest and the back piece. So instead of 1 strap of elastic, I decided to enforce it and use 2. Then I've created these 2 really long circular strips out of the lycra silver metallic fabric. These are going to act as the belt, and I'm placing elastic inside of these and putting velcro on the ends. So make sure to measure this to your body. It's different for everybody. So now back to the actual shoulder pieces, how we're going to attach these onto the costume. I decided to attach them after I put on the costume, so I'm using Velcro to adhese these to the actual chest and back piece. So I'm using some hot glue to just glue the Velcro down on one side and hot glue on the other. And when you put it on, you're just going to Velcro it onto the actual chest and back piece. So it should look something like this. And just be very, very careful when you put it on and off. And for the belt, this is what it actually looks on the inside. And this is how I'm attaching it, is the belt opens and closes. So I'm just going to put around the belt straps, sandwiching the 2 lights. We're gonna close it shut and place on our little scrunchie thing. So that is how our belt looks and works. So for the rest of the costume, I'm wearing some black leggings. I found a lycra long sleeve top. I'm wearing a black bodysuit that I actually cut the arms off and made it sleeveless. I found a pair of white gloves. And of course, you can't forget the boots. So for the detail in the arms, I'm just using some really thin black tape and taping it around the lycra fabric. So all you need to do is flip your switch. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I tried to make things as clear as possible, but again, it is a pretty intensive costume. There was a lot to it, and it's really hard to cover everything in one video, but I hope this was helpful, and I really hope you guys give it a shot. It was so much fun. This is probably my favorite cosplay to this day. If you would like to know where I bought all of the materials and accessories, everything will be in the description. We went ahead and created a kit for you guys to make it easier, but I really hope you guys give it a shot. Be sure to tag me if you do. Thank you so much for watching, darlings. My name is Cupquake, and I will see you guys later. Bye!